Good morning, good morning, good morning, my beautiful epic peeps. How are you today? I am just a little stoked about our guest, just a little. But before we can bring our beautiful guest forward, I guess I better introduce myself. And thank you all for taking time out of a very important day to be here watching epic interviews and connecting with us. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Samantha, and I'm the co-publisher and co-creator of EPIC. EPIC stands for Empowering People, Inspiring Community. And EPIC Tri-County CT is a multifaceted platform for positive media. This platform was co-created with myself and Lisa. Please give Lisa some love and light in the comments. It's always me you see in front of the camera, or actually the majority of the time you see me in front of the camera. But without Lisa working so hard in the background, none of this would be possible. So show her some love for us, okay? And let's just put it in the comment field, what have you. So yeah, like what an exciting day. I was speaking to our guests beforehand, and we're experiencing some technological issues. I think it's an overload of the Wi-Fi system in the world actually today. So hang with us, all right? We're gonna get through it, and we're gonna bring you a message of hope and empowerment. Absolutely. Before we go into bringing the guests forward, I do want to remind everybody that if you haven't picked up a copy of the January, February issue of EPIC, please do so. And if you can't get out to a store, don't know where to find it, reach out, Samantha at epictricountyct.com. I'll tell you where you can find a copy in your area, or you can always receive a digital copy, and I'll email it directly to you. No spam, just Sam, and a copy of the digital issue of our January, February. All right, because it really is jam-packed with events, with articles, recipes, all that. And it's the same way for our November, December issue. But the difference between January and February issue and November, December is that our guest coming forward, Mairead Peters, was a contributor of an article, and she's also the program coordinator at the Cove. And if anybody remembers back in, I believe it was November, when I painted my hair blue, right? And we went blue for Children's Grief Awareness Day. All right, Mairead, and forgive me, I'm going to work on the name. Lisa, we were so far off with this one. It is Mairead Peters. All right. When I bring Mairead forward, you're going to know and feel the compassion and light that she brings to our world through being the program coordinator at the Cove, which is the Center for Grieving Children and Youth. All right. She's the program coordinator there. But as a young person that I just was introduced to, she brings with her a palpable strength to be a change, and to be a light in our world. And we need this so badly. And yes, right now, the services that the Cove provides, we need. So without any further ado, and without any further talking from Samantha, I'm going to bring forth Mairead Peters. And please, as I do, give her your love and light, and affirm with our angels that our computers are working. Yes. I see you.
The Wi-Fi worked. Hello. Thank you so much for those kind words. That was very nice. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. And we're very grateful for the article that you did contribute. For anybody who didn't receive the November, December copy of EPIC, we can email that to you. It's also on our website. But there is an article that Mairead wrote for us that is very, very detailed, and I want to say enlightening. I guess it helped me to really put sense into what always seemed senseless to me, and that's a grieving child. So I want to thank you for doing that. And before we get into the Cove, can you let us know who you are, and a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you are today?
Absolutely. So I'm from Connecticut. I live in Cheshire, and I was fortunate enough to go to college. And I went to college at the University of South Carolina, where I studied social work and Spanish. And I always knew I wanted to do something in social work. And the more time I spent in school, the more I kind of realized that there are so many things and so many people out there that need help and need support. And it kind of just opened my eyes to a whole world of possibilities. And so when I returned to Connecticut after graduating, I was fortunate enough to find the Cove. And after experiencing some of my own losses as a young child, I lost my brother when I was about 5 years old. And, I lost my cousin and my dad most recently in May of 2019. And, when I came across the Cove in the summer of 2020, I was just so intrigued by the organization because I had never heard of it coming from Connecticut, and because I had experienced my own journey with grief, I just felt really compelled, and it almost felt like there was something greater than me working behind the scenes that led me to the Cove. And so I'm very fortunate to be there and to be able to hopefully provide some hope and healing to other children that have had similar experiences.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry for your losses, all of them. And Lisa and I were just speaking this morning about divine order and how even when we're unable to see it, there's always that universal flow that's happening and connecting the dots for us, even if we don't even see the dots themselves, never mind the overall picture.
Most
So
definitely.
now, where's the Cove located?
So the Cove is our physical office is in Meriden, Connecticut. However, we have programs throughout the state. So most of our sites, our Cove programs are operating virtually, but we have typically 7 sites throughout the state. So Easton, New Haven, Meriden, Guilford, Stonington, West Hartford, and East Hartford. And we also host a camp in the summer or spring. The camp this year is going to be in early June, and that's in Morris, Connecticut. It's at Camp Awasting. So we're kind of all over the place. And with this virtual world that we're living in, we are truly wherever people need us to be. So, it's as challenging as it has been to work through and live through the pandemic and try and provide support. It's been nice to be able to connect with people in this way virtually. We can reach more people because, if someone were unable to get to a physical location, we can now meet with them virtually. So
That's right. That's right. And that's one thing that we keep going back to. I believe all of us is the blessings that have come from the recent chain of events with the pandemic and our world. So as a grandma, as a Gigi, right? I hope that my grandchildren never have to utilize the services at the Cove, but I'm comforted by the fact that there is a program there, especially here, right in our state, right under our nose, and that you're spread out so far. What would a child experience? For example, what could a child experience if they're experiencing a loss, they've experienced a loss, and they're going through the grieving process, and they're hooked up with the Cove? What might that look like? What kind of services would you be able to offer that child?
sure. So, it depends on the age of the child, and that's something that I touched on in the article as well. Depending on how old the child is, or if it's a teen, the way that they, and even just as an individual, the way that they handle grief is different. And so, with our family program, it's all of our programs are centered around the child. And so, with our family program, what we do is we split children up based on their ages. And each session that we have, there's some sort of theme that goes along with it. And so we do some sort of activity where the children go off separately and get to do an activity with other children their age and kind of do some grief processing and work before we come back together as a collective unit and, talk about those things. But our site directors do an incredible job of, coming up with different activities, whether it be art or, just in discussion-based activities or tactile. And even with the camp that we host, I think it's a truly amazing thing because, kids get to experience the fun of being in a camp, but they also are surrounded by other children and peers that have had similar experiences. And it's really a beautiful and magical thing to be able to, while it's an unfortunate thing to share, it's amazing to be able to connect with other children that can understand what they're going through. So that's what I think is beautiful and amazing about the Cove is, forming that connection with an unfortunate one, but it is amazing and truly powerful what can come from learning and going through that journey with others.
Just, even as an adult experiencing loss, I can remember feeling completely alone, like nobody else understood, what I was feeling. And so as a child, being able to, I told you, here come the tears, being able to connect with other members of their peer group, right? And really not feel alone and be with people who they know understand at some level what they're going through. Every grieving process for each person, young and old, is individual and comes in waves and different stages. But to know that there is a place where these children can go and plug in and feel safe to express their emotions and their, whatever they be, joy, sadness, anger, and to have a group of adults and individuals such as your program, you're the program coordinator, but your site coordinators there to support them and provide them with the outlets, right? It just blows my mind. I am very grateful for what you do and what the entire team at the Cove does.
Well, thank you. And you brought up something that I think is so important. This idea that all of us have or will at some point experience the death of a loved one. And it's something that can feel so isolating and lonely, but yet at the same time, we all have or will experience it. And so I think, through the Cove, showing children that it's okay to, rely on others and to reach out for support and to take advantage of that support is really amazing because it's something that, I think adults who don't experience death until later in life, it can be very chaotic. But as a child, learning that really important lesson that while it is a difficult thing to talk about, it's something that we should talk about. And it's something that, more people can relate to than you might think. So. Right.
Now the Cove is nonprofit, correct?
Yes.
And I know that we were very, very active in the campaign. As I mentioned, or, I painted it was just in my heart. And we really are looking forward to supporting that event this coming November. But what happens throughout the year? Can you tell us about some fundraising events you have coming up and how we can connect?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we are always grateful and fortunate to receive any sort of donations because it allows us to provide the programs that I described in the camp that we have this year for free. It makes it accessible to everyone. So one thing that we have coming up, not this Saturday, but the next, so January 30th, we're doing a family fun bingo night. And we did it in November and the families that went loved it. So it's a night of music and bingo and prizes, which who doesn't love getting prizes? So, and with everything going on in the world, it's nice to just put aside. It's from 6 to 8 o'clock at night. Put aside 2 hours to just be with your family and do something relaxing and fun and, kind of restore that positive energy. So that's coming up, which you can register for on our website. And we also are going to be doing a virtual auction in gala or in April. So that's something to keep in mind. I believe the dates are the 22nd through the 24th that the auction will be running, but more details to come. But right now, the family night that we have next Saturday is going to be really, really awesome, and I think is a great way for families to connect with others and to connect with one another and do something fun and positive.
Yeah, yeah. So if a person is drawn to, just go to your website, which Lisa has shared, and
Yes, you can just go to.
Okay.
That too, yeah, and you can go to for the event next Saturday. You can just go to events, and it's the family fun night, and you can register through that. So
I love it. I love it. Now, as we begin to, I don't want to say wind down. We still have a few more minutes, but let's talk about Mairead as a person. All right. I know that we connected a little bit before. And when I introduced you, I affirmed what I felt and what I saw with you as you grow in the position of program coordinator with the Cove, or, as a person. How do you see yourself evolving in the world? What is that all about? And I know this is a tough question I'm throwing at you. Whatever you want to share about you, we'd love to connect with that.
Yeah, I mean, so like I said, I was always drawn to social work, and I really thought I wanted to do individual counseling and therapy. And then, like I said, the more time I spent in school, and the more I realized that a lot of the problems that people have are not individual. It's something so much larger. And so I've become really drawn towards doing more macro social work. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out, which avenue I want to go with that. But I would love to, in some capacity, do something on a larger scale and really address issues that a lot of people face at a higher level to make a much grander impact. And while I love talking one-on-one with people and interacting and supporting people individually, I think that problems can be addressed from a higher level and kind of trickle down, and that's kind of where my head is at. So I'm just I'm using my experiences at the Cove, learning in a community setting has been really wonderful, and seeing all the different moving parts. Working in a nonprofit is something that I love, and hopefully will continue to do. I think they're a great way to address, obviously the Cove is addressing the needs of grieving children and families. So while I don't know what exactly it is, I would like to contribute to solving a problem that people are facing, whether it's going to be in grief or mental health, or I don't know. We'll see. But I'm very open to possibility. So
the reason I asked that, I do a lot, intuitively, and what I see, and for whatever reason, when I asked, I kind of knew in my heart that what you were going to express was in direct alignment with what our mission at E.P.I.C is. And that truly is on a broad scale, touching as many people as we can in various areas that healing is needed, that community and collaboration is needed, and to see that trickle down effect. So in whatever direction that you go personally, and just know that we'll support you, but also the Cove is like so important to me. And I know for Lisa, and Lisa, Mairead is from Cheshire. Okay, you guys, I'm not going to say anymore. So it's just a small world, I guess, is what I was getting at.
It's the divine order.
It's right? All in divine order, isn't it wild? I have to pinch myself sometimes.
I know.
So as we begin to wrap up the conversation, I just want to remind everybody that the Cove, it's a center down in, it's located, the headquarters Mairead, correct? But they provide services to grieving children and their families throughout the state of Connecticut through group programs, satellite offices, and a beautiful experiential camp in Morris. And they can't do any of this without loving donations and support from our community. So if you are drawn to and have the ability to, please consider donating to the Cove. Because as Mairead had expressed, changing issues and healing at a larger, broader level absolutely is necessary. But every penny will go to shifting the life of a child that is grieving and feeling lost and in need of connection. So whether it's $1 or it is $100,000,
or whether it's even just spreading the word about the
that's
Cove,
it.
it's
That's right. That's right.
we want to reach and help as many people as we can. So
That's right. Right. So paint your hair blue. I don't care what you do. Just get a hold of everybody at the Cove. Check it
exactly.
out. And also, if you know, and people that are watching now and that will view later, if you know of a family that can utilize this service, please refer them to the Cove, because that is what all these beautiful people are there for, including Mairead. I want to thank you again for coming on and sharing your mission, both personally and also through the organization that you so beautifully represent. Always keep E.P.I.C in mind when these fundraisers come up. You just email me or Lisa, and we will get it out there. If you need me to do anything crazy with the hair, I'm there for you. I got you.
Thank you. You are awesome. And I can't thank you enough. For anyone interested, don't forget about the family fun night we have next Saturday. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll see some of your beautiful faces there. Thank you so much for having me and allowing me to share about the Cove and about myself.
Absolutely. And I enjoy talking to your mom.
Yes,
Absolutely.
she's a gem.
Yeah, I could feel that. And again, thank you. And for our beautiful community, as always, please stay safe today. And whatever it is that you do, just remain true to who you are. Stay in alignment with your true self, because, there is no other one like you. Stay tuned to tomorrow at 11. We're going to have another E.P.I.C interview. And it is always with much love and light that I say peace out, E.P.I.C Scouts. Thank you.
Peace out.
Bye.